Hey YouTube, I want to talk to you a little bit about my Chevy Volt experience up to this point. I'm at 4,300 miles, just crossed over 4,000. I'm putting a lot of miles on it right now. I've had it for about a month, and I'm putting about 1,000 miles a week on it, which is awesome. I mean, I'm driving it a lot. I'm saving a lot of gas, and I didn't realize how much I was really driving before with my Subaru um, WRX, which I love the car. It was a great driving car, fun to drive, fast. I mean, it had all-wheel drive, great, traction in the rain, even in dry weather. Traction was really good. Enjoyed the car, driving it, but paying for the gas, premium gas, was really getting to be a toll on the budget. And as much as I drive, which is around town and back and forth to work, I have a 35-mile commute one way, and then any extra driving that I do after I get home, after that 65, 70 mile commute to work, is additional. If I do another 20, 30 miles around town, I'm easily doing 100 miles a day. So it adds up, and cost when you're spending that much in gas per month. It's almost like additional car payment, and that's where I came to the conclusion. Went ahead and started looking at this Generation 2 Volt, and seeing what kind of deals I could get. I still feel like I got a great deal in the car, considering I still haven't received my tax credit back for $7,500 tax credit from the federal government, and I still have to submit my paperwork for the Maryland state tax credit, which is about $2,300, I believe. I have to do the calculation once I start putting the paperwork together for that, because I still have not received my title yet, so I can submit that. So I've been doing really good with the car. One of the things I've kind of learned, and I kind of wanted to put in this update, this 4,000 mile update, is that I've been utilizing the hold mode in order to save the electric miles to when I need it. So hold, can be used just to hold the battery charge until you get to a certain point, and then release and then drive. Well, I've been kind of using it in a, like, I guess you can call it a serial hybrid kind of way. So what I'll do, I'll drive the car in electric, as I start out, and I'll leave it in electric in acceleration, during acceleration from a light or a stop sign. Once I get above 50 miles an hour, I immediately put it in the hold mode. So I hold as I'm cruising anything above 50, 50, 60, 70 miles an hour and above. And then as I come to a light or a stop sign, I switch back into normal mode as I'm coming to a stop, generate the electric power as I'm slowing down. When I come to a stop, I then accelerate in electric mode. And then once I get back to, that 40, 50 mile per hour range, I put it back in the hold mode. So essentially, as I'm braking and I'm using the regenerative braking paddle, and also have it in low gear as I'm slowing down to that stop light or stop sign, I am using, I'm generating electricity, and then I'm using that electricity to accelerate. So during the worst points of the drive for an electric car is during heavy acceleration, of course, and then high speed driving. I'm utilizing the regenerative brakes and the low mode in order to generate the power that I need to, or the electricity I need to accelerate. And then from that point, I'm using the gas motor at those high speeds, which the electric is not as efficient, or it doesn't last as long. You can definitely see the mileage range drop faster as you're going at higher speeds utilizing all electric mode. So at that point, I'm using the gas motor, and the gas motor is pretty efficient in those stages of speeds going at 55, 60, 70 miles an hour. The gas motor is at its most efficient point. On my Wayland's dash cam, which I think I'm going to show in another video, or I have shown in another video, you can see the RPMs of what the actual engine is doing. The engine is actually idling around 1,500 to 2,000 RPM, which is fairly low considering I'm going 70 miles an hour. If I was in a gas car, I would be probably going, or all gas car, I'd be going probably about 3,000 RPM, 2,500 RPM or more. So you can't even cruise at that range in most cars. So that's what helps that gas motor be more efficient at those higher ranges, because I'm not utilizing the hold mode to accelerate. I'm using electricity to accelerate. So hopefully I'm kind of explaining that in a way that people that maybe don't have a Volt can understand, because if you have a Volt, then you can kind of imagine how that will work and hopefully, you know, either you're utilizing that, or that might open your eyes to another method of driving that you can utilize for your drive. Because like I said, I do drive quite a bit throughout the day, and there's no way, you know, my electric, you know, motor's gonna, my electric charge gonna last for an entire day unless I'm stopping at, you know, getting charged from, you know, a local grocery store or a level 2 charging station. Because right now I only have a level 1 at home, so I'm not able to recharge fast. So whatever 53, 60 miles that I start out with is pretty much what I have. If I can't fully charge at work, then when I'm driving home, I'll usually get home, and then from that point on, I need to save those electric miles for when I can utilize it the best. So that being said, that's pretty much my update for this time. I talked a little bit more than I normally do. I like to keep my videos around, you know, 2 to 3, 4 minutes, but this one here a little bit longer because it's 4,000 mile update was really, you know, I'm starting to get the gist of how I want to drive the car, what I want to do with the car, and what my, you know, general drive is, you know, every day, you know, taking the kids back to school, going to work, going to grocery stores, and etc. So I am going to try to update again by another 1,000 miles and see where I'm at again right now. And also my oil life is at 88%. So if you think about that too, the maintenance that I'm saving. So I've gone over 3,000 or 3,500 miles, the recommended oil change mark for most vehicles, and I'm at 88%. So you kind of, you know, roughly calculate that down. I'm not doing the numbers with calculators right now, but if I continue to drive at this rate, and by the time I need my first oil change, it'd probably be around, say, 20,000, 25,000 miles. And at that point, and within that time frame, that's about 7 oil changes maybe. So you calculate the savings, and then my first oil change is free. So I mean, even in maintenance, I'm saving a ton of money on this car, and it really is you know, a extreme saver. As far as for, you know, people's daily commute and get around town, it's the best car you can really buy, unless you can afford a Tesla, you know, or unless you can you want to do the Leaf, which, you know, not as for me with my miles, I'd be coming too close to that 100, I think it's 50 mile mark for that. And then the Chevy Volt was a little bit more than Chevy Volt, but I feel like I'm still riding pretty efficiently with the Chevy Volt. And then I have the ability to go long range with the Volt without having to look at the stopping at different various electric stations throughout my drive, you know, going long distances, anything past like 300 miles. So anyway, before I start rambling, I'm almost at work now anyway. Everybody, God bless, and I'll continue to try to update you with more videos as more great experiences happen with my Chevy Volt.